Dear trading friends, we need to talk about the current market situation because as you can see, the crypto fear and greed index is currently at 10. Since CoinMarketCap started recording this, meaning the entire all-time history, we've never been this low as we are right now. Of course, if we look at the Bitcoin index directly over the entire history, we can see that we've had even lower levels before. But this only refers to Bitcoin, and we are really at a very, very low point here. That doesn't mean it can't go down further. No, it doesn't. But it could be a possible indicator, given the current mood prevailing in the market, right? Especially when we consider how much retail investors are bleeding right now, how the market has been sold off, and if we look at how deep things have gotten across the crypto market in general. The fear and greed index is at 10. That's definitely an extremely low point, which shouldn't be overlooked. And accordingly, I want to show you a few things today. We're going to take a closer look at the analysis. Now let's take a look at what exactly Bitcoin has done this year and where I currently see possible rejection zones that I want to share with you. Because what could happen now after this massive sell-off? We were down at 80,600 US dollars. And now just imagine, here are my bearish levels, which I will discuss with you in a moment. At 97,000 to 98,000, things actually look very, very interesting. And what exactly do I want to point out here? What's really important to me is that if we now get new bullish momentum and finally see a recovery, we should approach it with extreme caution. You can see the bearish Fibonacci level 0.681 here at 97,162. Plus, what we also have here is the point of control for the highest traded volume in Bitcoin this year. And that is definitely a very dangerous zone. And what would I be prepared for here? A massive pump up to here, whether it happens quickly or with some price action, could once again indicate very positive momentum for the crypto market. But if a lot of people jump in again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar and maybe go down again, whether it's a double bottom or even lower. And we really have to be careful here because this price level, where is it exactly? It starts at around 96,000 and goes up to about 99,000 US dollars. If we look at the liquidation heat map over 2 weeks, we can see where these larger clusters start to form in the network. 96,000 to about 99,000. Especially at 97,700 and 97,500, we have an enormous cluster where almost 400 million US dollars are concentrated. And that's just above the point of control and just above the 0.681 level. Be prepared for that. I'm not saying it will happen, but we're in a massive rejection zone here that could come into play. And what's even more interesting for me is if I remove the WPR now and we take a look at this on the daily chart. I want to mark exactly this price range here for you, the one we just discussed, so that I can go back into the past and we can take a closer look there. That's what makes it very, very interesting for me up to this point. And take a look at this. Right here, we had a rejection zone, another rejection zone, and here support. Here as well, it acted as support again. And once more, we tried very hard to hold this area as a support level before it then dropped sharply. And this stronger volume candle here was, of course, very, very interesting because there was massive selling. And that was also the last support we had here. And accordingly, these levels here, maybe even down to the 0.786. At 101,000 US dollars, we can also take another look to see what's there. Because, for example, on the 2-week chart, there isn't anything. But maybe we'll see something on the 1-month chart so that we might head down there again. That would be even more confirmation for me. 107. So actually at 101,000 I don't see anything, and above that there are liquidation levels, but they're nowhere near as big as, for example, what we see with Ethereum. And accordingly, I would be prepared. Now let's take another look at the smaller time frame, because here too we see 94,000 now on a smaller time frame, 1 week. An extremely interesting cluster. If we now just include Binance. Why am I only using Binance now? Because exactly these cluster candles that we see here are very interesting for us. We are currently building up possible bullish momentum, and I could see us coming back to pick this up again here. But we'll also go through this again in detail on the chart in a moment. Accordingly, I'm being cautious. Even if we include the EMA and activate it briefly, we see that in this area here we might enter as a possible rejection zone. If the daily chart isn't clear to you, let's take a look at the weekly chart, and then you'll see what I mean. Exactly with this level here. If we should recover up here now, after having 1, 2, 3, 4 really terrible bearish candles on the weekly chart and maybe get a recovery, it would also be this cluster here again. And I'll tell you one thing, in that area, I will also close all my long trading bots, except for the DCA bots. I'll be keeping an eye on that. But as far as grid bots are concerned, I will definitely close them here, and I'll also carefully review my long positions again, either setting the stop loss to break even or even taking some partial profits. That would be my plan, because this level is simply too significant for me, so we could get rejected here again. And accordingly, I'm of course preparing myself for this area, especially the 0.681 level, which is particularly interesting to me. The 0.5 level may be a bit less so, but it's still possible. Why the 0.5? If you think, okay, maybe we want to go even higher, let's take a look at the 0.5 on the weekly chart. Take a look at this, right where that candle closed, that's exactly where the next rejection happened. And if we look at this in the past, it wasn't necessarily the best level. It was support for a very long time, then there was a massive rejection, then 2 more resistance levels before it finally moved higher. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen that way, but I want to be prepared for it. If we continue to move higher, that's absolutely ideal for me. But I use these areas again to take some profits from my crypto holdings, whether we keep going up or not. I'm not selling everything, but I want to take some profits in these areas because officially, especially from a daily chart perspective, and I'll show you on the weekly EMA ribbon, which honestly doesn't look good at all. We've already had 1 rejection there, 2, 3 rejections. And if I include that, we can also see where we could enter the daily chart again, right? These are exactly the levels where we keep dipping in from time to time. And we really need to be cautious here. If we get a massive surge and the hopium rises sharply, there could be another strong rejection and things could head further down. I don't want to be bearish, I'm just telling you how it is. I just use the chart in a completely neutral way. And if something is bearish, I naturally use bearish situations for my trades. And if something is really bullish, I use bullish situations for trading. Because my last strategy, looking at it long term, unfortunately didn't work out quite as planned, but that's just how it is. But before that, we had an extremely high number of trades. This included the Fibonacci levels 0.5 and 0.618 here. You can see that here as well, right? These were my entry zones here, and here was another entry zone, and currently this is in the negative. Accordingly, I'm also prepared, if that should happen, to go up here, maybe even to 100,300, to take advantage of this rejection and then go short. Even if this trade doesn't quite work out, just look at the performance just from Fibonacci, right? It's incredibly good. It was exactly the same with Ethereum if we take a look. I did just take a loss on Ethereum, right? That was here, yes, here a loss, a profitable trade, and now I'm currently in another one. You can see the zone was actually very interesting, right? The 0.681 here. If you don't know about this yet, feel free to check out my channel, leave a subscription. I'd be happy if we hit the next 1,000 subscribers. And every time the simplest trading strategy works and you're still not using it, or if you want to learn trading step by step to becoming a profitable trader, I explain everything in detail, including how I approach things here. All right, now to the possible bullish momentum that I see in Bitcoin. At this point in time on a small time frame, I'm taking back everything I've set up to now. And now we see it, the small time frame, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, of course, is absolutely not that reliable, but on the 15-minute chart, I still see a possibility if we look at the liquidation heat map. Because at least right now, we're trying to build up a possible bullish price action on the small time frame. You can see it very clearly as we're trying to surpass the recent lower highs, right? And here we're gradually making higher lows. Yes, even this last valid higher low, that was on Saturday, so you can't really say we had a nice price action. That was a massive sideways trend, but we did make a new higher high, and now again, no lower low. And of course, at the moment, this looks very exciting as it suggests we could continue to move higher. The first valid level, which I'm pointing out here, and what's interesting is that we actually surpassed it with a single candle, as you can see here. We've managed to do that at this point, but we're still facing some rejection. The next valid level that I see as a high, which should be surpassed, would be 88,000. But now at this point, what's really interesting is that we need to break through exactly this volume area to the upside, where a lot of trading took place before we decided, hey, no, we don't want to continue bullish here, but rather bearish, rejection zone, moving further down. So it's really exciting to watch. And what I see now, if I bring my Fibonacci back in and draw it like this, now covering the entire level here, and you can see it perhaps even more clearly on the 1 hour chart, is that we might get another rejection down to around 83,700, 83,500, right into this low here. What supports this? If we take a look at it, and I hope it gets left alone and doesn't get taken out. But here, this large liquidation cluster that we have around 83,300 US dollars, that would be about a small wick down to this area. Exactly, around these candle lows here, roughly. Just below these candle lows. What is already very nice to see now, and this is exactly what I want to add, is that at this point in time, what has been a rejection zone all along? And let me zoom in here again. First, it was the last support before we were sold off massively. After that, rejection, 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 and now we've broken through it to the upside, already had a retest, and accordingly, this looks quite positive to me at this point. But we must not forget we then have a CME gap at around 84,000 US dollars. I think 83 or 84,000 that is still open. I'll take a look at that in tomorrow's video as well to see exactly where it is. But we have a CME gap in this area here. That means where the exchange is closed on Friday, it could be that we go back there to fill it, and if things continue positively, only then will we continue to rise. And we'll see what happens next with the price in the near future. The current important level would be this order block, and after that, this high, because then it actually looks quite interesting to me, so that we could really get a more bullish momentum. But please don't forget, don't get too bullish as long as we don't have new confirmed bullish price action. And unfortunately, on the higher time frames, I really have to say, we are still in bearish price action, right? Especially the weekly chart here. Yes, what would still be possible here as an extremely good support? But even here, I see the possibility that due to the EMA, as I showed earlier, we could have a retest and then maybe continue to move down. Accordingly, I will also close trading bots for myself and partially take profits from spot positions again. They can't hurt. If we continue to go down, then that's just how it is. If we keep going up, I still have coins that I can take profits from. We just have to look at the chart here completely neutrally. Now, a quick commercial break before we continue with Ethereum. Take a look, Black Friday is happening right now. There are incredible Black Friday deals for those who want to get a premium or plus subscription, right? You can really save a lot right now because it usually costs, I use premium myself, and it normally costs over 700 euros. In this case, it's only 217 euros plus tax, and you get an extra month for free. And as you can see, I'm going to extend mine as well, because right now I still have 121 days left. But of course I have to renew it because I don't want to pay the full price. By the way, if you've already lost quite a bit and you're not on Bitget yet, you can feel free to join using my link. There's a really great promotion going on right now. Deposit $100 and get $400 extra, or deposit $500 and get $800 extra. Once you've signed up, I have a second link where you can get another $400 US in vouchers and 1 week of VIP access. Existing users can do this too. That means for a deposit of $500 US, I get $800 US here and then another 400, making a total of $1,200 US. And PIONEX currently has something similar going on. This event is still valid for 3 more days. As you can see here, I've already deposited 10,000 and received a $3,000 US bonus, which I put into trading bots. I did that in the last live stream. So if anyone is really interested, you can basically gamble away $1,200 US at Bitget risk-free, I would almost say, without having to use your own money. And here again, depending on how much you deposit, you get an amount that you can simply put into these 2 trading bots, whichever one you prefer, and you can open positions without any risk, without using your own money. And of course, that actually makes some sense, especially in a market phase like this. All right, let's quickly go back to Ethereum now. I see something similar with Ethereum. Here too, we have a massive sell-off candle. I need to switch to the clean chart here, because here I see something similar. On the weekly chart, Ethereum doesn't look good at all. I mean, if we zoom out on Ethereum, it's even more obvious. So if we look at it now, Ethereum is just a very consolidating coin, if we look at it that way, right? We have highs here, lows, highs, lows. We break above here and there, but otherwise not much is happening. Unless we get some extraordinary momentum now, since with Ethereum we have a massive amount of liquidity above us, we should prepare ourselves for the following, similar to Bitcoin. A nice recovery and then a rejection. For example, this could happen here, yes, if we look at the weekly chart up to $3,700 US. And here again, we see if I include this high here and this low here, I think you couldn't show it any better. Where would the next rejection zone be? Yes, on the weekly chart where we had 1, 2, 3 massive support candles where we wicked back in here again. And in the past, these were also more or less quite valid rejection zones. If we zoom in, just look at the candles, how perfectly they closed exactly in these zones. And this could be the next possible 0.5 entry here. For a possible rejection, we really need to see a recovery now. Of course, I hope that we do recover. The next thing is, if we look at the daily chart, it could even be a bit lower. Because if we look at the Fibonacci level here, after the massive sell-off, we're already seeing bearish price action coming in. And we've seen the same thing with Ethereum here, I think, even once again. Yes, here too we see it again at the 0.5 Fibonacci. Yes, it actually worked out if we take a closer look. That also lines up with the 0.5 Fibonacci and continues further down. So for me, this means that the next rejection zone we should watch out for is 3,141 to 3,362. And you can see here again that this was previously a support zone and it wasn't insignificant. And here again, I'm drawing a line. So where was this in the past? And these aren't coincidences. What I'm showing you here, these were valid zones where we were either above or below. And that was even during the previous bull market. If we look back, again, we see it was a very interesting zone. And these really aren't coincidences that we react so strongly at these price levels. And so at this point in time, we might have to accept the 0.681 or possibly the 0.5, though I see 0.5 as less likely, maybe more likely the 0.681 as a rejection zone. But we'll see whether the smaller Fibonacci strategy plays out here for another rejection, possibly for a double top, because with Ethereum, we're hitting an incredibly strong support zone, which we've just wicked into. And I find that very, very interesting, because if that gets broken, then it will definitely go further down. But right now I see this as a very valid zone. Accordingly, if I show you my current trade, which I have open right now, it's right here with the 0.618 entry. This is really the complete correction from the bottom all the way to the top. And now that it's getting support here, I've set my stop loss below this valid zone and I'm letting it run, and I'll see how long I let it run. That's all for now about Ethereum. In tomorrow's video, because I'll either go live or make a video, we'll take another look at altcoins and see what's been happening with them and where we might see potential zones. So I'd appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe, and see you next time.